Ready? Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Britt and I'm the owner of Even If Candle Company. And in this video, I'm going to just put out a newer version of the concrete vessel. Doesn't mean I want you to disregard the first one that I've made. I know that's helped many of you and I'm really thankful for that. All the support that's been given on that video is just incredible. But in this video, I just wanted to, first of all, have it in better lighting and also just show you the difference with the percentage of pigment that I use now. It's just a little less and it'll save you a little more money. So let's get to it. All right, so the first step, of course, you want to put some gloves on. And I also have my mask to protect my nose and mouth from the cement when I mix for the vessel. So I'm going to put this on. Of course, it's probably going to make me sound a little muffled, so just keep that in mind. So I have my mask on, and my other products that I'm using, I have, of course, my molds. And these molds come from Modern Craft Labs, and these are the 3-inch tulip. And then I have my pigment, the color that I need more of, so I'm gonna make a couple of this brown looking fall color today. I have my liner, of course, to protect the surface from any spillage or pigment. The pigment is actually really hard to get out of counters and stuff, so keep that in mind. You do want to protect the surface. I have my gallon of distilled water, and of course, I have my scale to measure and keep everything consistent and accurate. And I have my spatula and my silicone bowl with the concrete in it. Now, I did pre-measure. I didn't want to bring my whole bin of cement out here, so I did pre-measure to make it a little easier on me. Okay. So, like I said, I'm making two vessels today in the video. So each vessel contains 260 grams of cement. So I have 2 vessels worth, which is 520 grams total. So I did measure that out. And so now I'm going to put the pigment in. Now, so this is one of the parts that I do differently from the last video. So in the last video, typically I would use between like 10 to 13 grams of pigment, and it was fine. It worked great. But I realized in time that I didn't need to use 5% of pigment. I was testing out and I realized I can use actually much less and it makes the pigment last much longer. So I now use only, if you can believe it, 3 grams of pigment per vessel. So that's, of course, only if you are using one color. So this only pertains to a single colored vessel. This doesn't pertain to marbling vessels. Okay? So in this video, I'm going to do both at once since I need 2 of the same color. So I'm going to do, it comes out to be 1.15% of pigment per vessel, and which comes out to be 3 grams of pigment per vessel. So I'm going to put my scale on, wait until that tears, and then I'm going to just measure out 6 grams of pigment. Now remember to go a little slower. I mean, you can't take out. I mean, it blends in pretty quickly with the cement. So make sure you're a little careful when you're putting the pigment in. Of course, I say this in every one of my videos, and I will continue to say it. It's always good to be consistent with your product. You want to measure everything out, write down your recipes, whatever works best for you. You want to write it all down so you don't forget. All right, we are at the 6 gram mark. So I'm going to turn my scale off, move it to the side, and I pre-mix the pigment into the dry cement first. It makes it easier to blend when you put the distilled water in. So just take your time. You don't want it to go all over the place. I have mixed really hard before, and if I'm like in a rush or something, and it just goes all over the place. So it didn't really help me at all to go fast. And what I've learned in this craft is that you go slow in everything, and it really does help the quality of the vessel. So I just think it's kind of funny how just good things come with time. So just keep that in mind when you're making these. It can be a little time consuming, but it's worth it in the end, I think. All right, so I think we're good. If you're new to this concrete vessel world, you will not see the color in the cement after mixing it dry. So don't let that trick you or fool you. You have plenty of pigment in there. So just wait until you put the distilled water in and go from there. Now I use the distilled water. You can get that anywhere. I just put a video out a couple weeks ago or so that pertains to the consistency of the vessel. Now I did not use pigment in those vessels, so I think the result is a little different when you only have plain cement. But ultimately, I try and stick with a brownie mixture. So like I said, if you are new to the cement world, whatever works best for you, please continue to do that. It takes testing and just whatever you feel is best. I don't know it all. I just stick to what I'm most comfortable with. And pour a little bit of water at a time in here. You don't want to pour too much, because then you either have to measure for another vessel, so you're not wasting the mixture, or if you're not comfortable with that, you have to start all over. So just take your time. Like I said, scrape the sides, scrape the bottom. I'm getting the clumps out as I mix. I'm just stirring around. There's going to be clumps, so you want to make sure you get it all. And this is why I recommend stirring the dry pigment with the dry cement, because it does blend so much nicer I'm going to just do a little bit more. Just a touch. Just to make sure I have it all blended and clump free as much as I can. I am not going to be using the vibrating machine that releases air bubbles. I honestly don't use that much at all. I don't know. Sometimes I don't really see much of a difference when I use them. Sometimes it helps with it easily pouring into the vessel. That's really the biggest pro for me is, I'm actually going to just do a little more water because talking in the video, really, it's a rapid dry. So you don't have much time. So because I'm talking, I'm not as focused on just making the candle vessel. So, all right. Now here comes the pouring. Now I do make it a little thicker. So in between, pours, I tap and make sure it all goes down. And like I said, everyone is different, so please stick to what you're most comfortable with and what you prefer to do. And the second one always, because it dries so fast, you can take your mask off now. I do. I think it's safe enough. It's not dry mixture going all over the place anymore. You're not really at risk of it going in your lungs. So on the typically, like, because I make quite a bit at a time, I use a spoon towards the end because I don't like adding water to the mixture once I started pouring. So make sure, that is something I've noticed if you add in between pours. I don't know, something about it just seems a little different. I don't know. Like I said, it's just my experience and what I have noticed. Okay. Just scrape the bowl. Make sure you're getting all the good stuff off the sides, the bottom, because you don't want to waste. It all adds up, so don't waste product. All right. Wow, I need to find different liner because this is so frustrating. So I'll be on the lookout for a different liner because it's just not gonna work for me. Hey guys, just wanted to quickly drop in and say that I really appreciate your support by subscribing to my channel, liking the videos, and sharing my content to help others around you. That's my hope in this channel, is that my how-to videos can really help all the crafters out there so they can get making. If you guys don't mind though, please subscribe to my channel. I'm really trying to get to 1,000 subs before the end of the year. So it would really help me out a bunch if you subscribed, and thank you to those who have already have done that. But yeah, so I now have my 2 vessels poured out, and I have released as much as I can with the air bubbles. I am going to put these over it, and once it dries, I will look into it with probably in like 3 or 4 hours and see. You can tell the feeling of the mold. If it's still warm, then don't unmold it yet. Just kind of pay attention to the temperature of the mold, and you can kind of tell when to unmold. But yeah, we will get back to this and we can unmold together. All right, so it is time to unmold the vessels. And I wanted to mention everything I use in my videos is always linked in the description. So if you have any question on what I use, I will most likely just have it in the description or comments if you guys ask on further detail. But I try to make it known what I use. But anyway, yeah, so this vessel turned out great. Of course, if you are newer, I wanted to just mention that it will look dark. It will look dark when you first unmold. It is not fully dry, but it will end up looking like this in the end. So it's gonna look great. So I just wanted to let you know to not worry when you see it looking darker and just kind of patchy looking. That is completely normal. And as you can see, there are no bubbles anywhere. And that's my favorite part. This color as well, if you guys want, I can link in the description. I always forget the number. So when you order a pigment for the cement, I get mine from Direct Colors. There's other companies you can use as well, but I've had these colors for so long, I haven't had to even replenish much. But I will look for the number if you guys are looking for this certain color. I call it, for color options on my site, I call it like a brown fall leaf or something like that. It sounds, I don't want to say appetizing, but it sounds, you know, cute when you name it like that. But yeah, just like the other one, you know, it's gonna be patchy and discolored at first, but like I said, don't worry, don't fret. That is completely normal, and it will look, you know, all one color. Probably, actually, I always see it the next day, but within a few hours, it will be a little cooler to the touch. So that means it's getting ready to be sealed and stuff. I'm really proud of these vessels, and that's actually one reason why I choose to make my own, is so I can actually I just stand more tall, I guess, when it comes to making my own stuff and handcrafting things. All right, guys, and that is how I create my concrete candle vessels. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something from it. And like I said before, don't disregard the other concrete vessel video that I've made that is still relevant. There's just other ways, there's other just different science with anything. So just, you know, if you want to do something different, use less ingredients, whatever it is, then yeah, this video is probably for you. And if you like the old way, that's totally fine too. Either way, the vessel turns out great, and just stand by your product, be confident in what you make, and just be proud of what you're doing. It's a big deal to make your own stuff. Like I said before, I really appreciate the support that you guys give me in this channel. It shows me that what I'm doing is helping you, and that's my ultimate goal, is to help other crafters in the world. So keep on the comments, keep bringing all the whatever you have, whether it be advice maybe from another small business to mine, whatever it is, I appreciate all of it. And I'm looking forward to the next video. If you guys have any recommendations, drop them in the comment section. Of course, I have some stored away and ideas that I would like to pursue. But if there's something that in your mind that you really want to learn more about and you need help with, just let me know and maybe I can help you out and create a video for that. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for your support and love, and I can't wait till the next one. God bless.